Hey everybody, Jem Skillfield here with the C47, and today we're going to be talking about the ZEISS Milvus Super Speed lenses. And in this video in particular, image characteristics. We want to take a look at what these images look like on full frame sensors, on super 35mm sensors, take a look at them at different apertures, talk about breathing characteristics. So let's get started. Let's talk about the key features of these lenses. They come in focal lengths of 25mm, 35, 50, and 85, and they're all new lens designs. So there's a huge Milvus family of lenses which these match with. You can buy them individually or as a set. Now they come in two different lens mounts. We have the ZF, which is for the Nikon F mount, and we also have the ZE, which is the Canon EF mount. These lenses are full frame lenses, so regardless of pretty much any camera system that you'll be using them on, you can use them with confidence because their image circle will fill that sensor size all the way up to full frame and all the way up to 8K resolution. So in this video, what I want to do is start to show you footage, images, using these lenses in video production and filmmaking applications. And the first thing that I wanted to do was really show the difference between the angles of view when used with a full frame DSLR type camera and a super 35mm digital camera system. So for this first shot, what we're looking at is the ZEISS Milvus Super Speed 25mm lens. It's set to an f11 on a full frame camera system. And now we're looking at the equivalent shot on a super 35mm camera system with that same 25mm lens, so you can see that crop factor in terms of your angle of view. Now we're taking a look at the 35mm ZEISS Milvus Super Speed on a full frame, and here it is on a super 35mm sensor camera system. This is the 50mm on a full frame camera system, again f11, same basic shot. And now we're looking at it in terms of our angle of view if we're using it on a super 35mm camera system. Now we're looking at the 85mm ZEISS Milvus Super Speed on a full frame. And now we're looking at it on a crop sensor or super 35mm camera system. So there you go. Those are comparisons of our different focal lengths in the super speeds from 25 to 85 on full frame and also super 35mm sensor-based cameras. So the next thing we wanted to do was take a look at the breathing characteristics of the super speeds. Here we have a shot and we're starting at 25mm with the Milvus Super Speed, where we are racking from our foreground, this Falcon aircraft, through to a different type of C-47 and then onto a helicopter which is being hung from the rafters of the building. And here we are taking a look at that same shot on the 35mm Milvus Super Speed. Now we're taking a look at it on the 50mm Milvus Super Speed. And here we are looking at that same shot on the, one of my favorites, that 85 Milvus Super Speed lens. So we really wanted to see what the breathing characteristics of these lenses were. So we wanted to go into a totally different environment. So I called up a friend of mine, Daniel Hurst, who runs Via Films. Very, very high-end stock cinematography with RED and also phantom cameras. And we brought the Super Speeds over to his studio, and we were able to just do a setup with a RED Epic W. We had the helium 8K sensor on there. We shot everything in f1.4, and we had as our talent somebody I work with very oftentimes in terms of crew, Ken Potts. So here we have a series of shots here, shot with the 25mm Milvus Super Speed, and we had to use a follow focus system for this because we were shooting wide open and there was some camera movement and we had to hit marks. Here's the same series of shots with the 35mm Milvus Super Speed. And then we move on to the 50mm Milvus Super Speed, and we can see that shot there. and then razor thin depth of field with the 85-1.4 for those series of shots. And to sort of round out this video, what I wanted to do was just show a few different shots at different apertures using the lenses. Here's footage shot at an f1.4, footage at an f4, at an f8, and footage at an f11. So there you go. Those are some of the image characteristics of the Milvus Super Speeds. Hopefully that gives you a better idea of how these lenses perform in the real world. Thanks for watching.